This would be a video talking about working on you, I suppose, because that's the point. While you're waiting, what are you going to do? What are you going to do while you're waiting? Got to do something, ain't you? Might as well work on you. Might as well focus on you. Put it this way. Since that 16 years ago, when I wrote down about wife, well, when God gave me the points about who she was going to be, well, I was going to a gym in the area at the time, and I said to one of the instructors, I need to get rid of the belly a bit. He said, well, can you tell me what you have? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, like sugar. I said, well, I have like normal foods, I suppose, that have sugar in it. He says, what about tea and coffee? I said, yeah. He said, do you have sugar in that? I said, yeah. 2 sugars in every cup of tea or coffee. He said, well, how many cups of tea and coffee do you have? I said, probably about 15 to 20 a day. He said, that's 40 teaspoons of sugar a day. Oh. So, I cut sugar out of tea and coffee. Dealt with that, so okay, you can deal with that. Yeah. So that was one thing I dealt with. I eventually stopped smoking, so that's good. I eventually learned how to drive, so that was good. Yeah. Yeah. Only 2 years ago, I passed my test. Yeah. Yeah. I just never bothered, never saw the purpose of it, really. Never really saw the point. Not really. Why would I need to learn how to drive? I just didn't really see the point of it, you know. I understand why other people do it, but I just didn't see the point of me learning to drive. No. Of course, now I drive, I can see the point of it. Yeah. Well, and recently God has dealt with a couple of things. Yeah, depression gone. Well, I think. Lust gone, I think. So, yeah. Dealing with the point of turning around the, loving me and loving God and, doing all of that, yeah. Certainly working on that, working on understanding who I am and who God is. This is all part of working on me. Like saying, right, okay, let's just get ready. I'm waiting for this thing, so get ready for it, yeah. Yeah. Aye. Well, look, the first point, I suppose, was the point where understanding, God basically took away the dogs in order to break my heart to rebuild it. So, okay, let's focus on that. Let's focus on, what I need to do. Go where God wants me to go. Learn what I need to learn. And, do that. Yeah. And so it's only about, week after understanding that God said you're ready. And it was pretty much immediately, within a day, that God saying you're ready, that God put love for this beautiful woman, vehicle, in my heart and said, yeah, there she is. This is a lady I told you about all those years ago. I got you to write down. It's like, okay. So now it's the case, okay, how do we deal with this then? Yeah. All of it really is about saying, okay, I'm waiting for something, so how do I prepare for that thing that I'm waiting for? Whatever it is you might be waiting for. If it's a job, how do I prepare for that job? How do I be the best employee I can possibly be? Yeah? That's the thing. If it's the home, how can I take care of the home that I'm in to make sure that the place I go into, I take care of it far better? You know, especially if I'm in a home that's my home, that I paid for it, but it's a bit run down. How can I, you know, do the work here to get the best out of it? Yeah, because obviously I'm going to be in a situation where to get this house that I want, I'm going to have to sell the house that I'm in. Right, that's the reality. So, okay. One part of the preparation is let's do in this house what we need to do in the next one. Let's do the work that we're learning. There's people over there with a whistle. That's annoying. I think they seem to be trying to control the dog with a whistle. Again, that's a rather bad way of trying to control the dog. But suggests that the dog is already a bit out of control. There you go. Then again, I use a whistle sometimes in mine, but then again there are 11 to control, so it makes it easier rather than calling everyone their names. Yeah. It's a bit wet here. I'll go over there. See, there's a bit of a dry bit over there. Go on that bank and that's not good. Don't like that at all. Okay. Get out of it. Gotta walk on the bank. Bits of blinking weeds and whatever poking up saying, oh wait, look at me, oh wonderful. No, you're not. You're in my way. That was weird. Yes. I'm only coming down here because they've got 3 dogs and they don't seem to be able to control them, so it's like, right, get out of the way of those people. As I say, prepare. That's the point, prepare. Whatever it is you are waiting for, work at it. Start to prepare. Start to be the best you can at that. There are people who are waiting for the opportunity. They're hopeful that sports, whether it's football or whatever, they'll be noticed. Well, then prepare. Do better. Practice harder. Practice better. Not just practicing harder, practice better. Understand what things you can do in practice to make your practice better. To make your ball control, to make your passing, to make everything. Your understanding, to make when you've got the ball, when you're in a tight position, how do you create space to give yourself more time? Deal with that. So when you get the chance of being noticed, you really will be noticed. You're not just sitting on your butt and hoping you'll be noticed, and then when the scout comes, you turn up, but you put on a few pounds because you've been sitting on a sofa eating chips. Not good. No. When that scout turns up, make sure they notice you. Make sure they notice how much work you put in. Or at least put yourself in the best position you possibly can to be noticed. Oh, that's the thing, work at it, prepare. Bit sniffly whiffly. I do have tissues, but they're in pocket. And you tend to need 2 hands to blow nose. And one hand is holding the selfie sticky thing. So, there you go. You're just going to have to put up with it. Biggest way to prepare really is to focus on God. Get your relationship right with God. Ask God to help you to deal with anything at all that could be getting in the way. Because the reality is, anything that's in the way is going to be in the way unless you get it out of the way. Right? Now, don't think that something in the way now won't be in the way in 10 years' time unless you deal with it. Of course, it's still going to be in the way, isn't it? Right? Indeed. That's the reality. It's still in the way because it has to be taken out the way first to be out the way. You're going to deal with it. Ask God to help you to deal with this stuff. I mean, in the we all have things that have to be dealt with. We all have things that aren't quite as they need to be. Yep. Some people have highly addictive personalities, and they can be problematic. No, it's not necessarily a case where God's going to deal with your personality, but He will help you to understand it. He will help you to know when you're at risk, to do the work. That's all the preparation work. That's the work you need to do, to be able to be in the position that when God says, okay, go for it. This is what you've been waiting for. Go on, in you go for it. That you're ready. I would say, with regards to if it's a marriage, one thing is a certainty: you do not want to take any of that baggage in that marriage with you. You don't want to do that. Let's say for a second your partner has done all the work, right? You're a husband, wife. Before the marriage, they've done all the work with God. They put those hours in. They've said, right, Lord, however long it takes, however much you have to do, get me sorted. And you trot in and you've done nothing. That's not good, is it? Really, not in any way, shape or form. Oh, your husband or wife is still going to love you. But now a certain amount of time in that relationship is going to be spent on, helping you to come to God. For you to deal with that. Because you're going to be wrapped with guilt the fact you didn't. And that's going to be a problem in the marriage, isn't it? Really? So, deal with it. Deal with it before you get in there. Look, there's a good chance that God is basically telling you He's not going to open that door until you deal with that stuff. Right? Part of the reason why you're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting is because there's stuff that has to be dealt with that you're not allowing God to deal with. If He gives you that perfect relationship, that perfect job, that perfect home, with the baggage that you've got, it's going to get dirtied very, very quickly. And you're then going to be going to God and saying, this is not what I asked for. This is not that perfect marriage. This is not that perfect home. This is not that perfect job. Well, because your baggage made it unperfect, isn't it? Is it unperfect, imperfect? Imperfect. Here you go. Imperfect. Yes. So, well, I was saying during COVID, we have an opportunity. Church doesn't meet, so therefore it's just you and God. What a fantastic opportunity that people have, just them and God. What an absolute marvellous opportunity you've got. Where you're in a situation now where it's just about your relationship with God. And now you can deal with all the stuff you've been putting off, all those things that you knew you had to deal with, but you haven't yet. Because you had all those commitments before, didn't you? Eh? All those things, you didn't have time before, did you? Now you do. That's the thing. COVID gave us that. That was something that we had. That was an opportunity we had. That opportunity is fast moving away from us, really. Well, unless they're going to have another lockdown over winter. That seems quite unlikely because certainly in America they're saying that it looks like it's the end of COVID. They're coming to a point where they're getting confident that they could soon declare that they've beaten it. So if they have, there's no reason why other governments around the world can't do the same. Yep. There's a postie van. You need a postie van to get here. Yep. But you wouldn't want to be a postman walking up that track. Go to a couple of houses, would you? No, that wouldn't be very good. Hi. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people on the day of judgment where they're just going to say to God, Lord, if you'd just given me opportunities to sort these things out, I would have done far more. And God's going to say, right, look at the screen there. He's going to show you all the chances he gave you, all the opportunities he gave you to sort this stuff out. Stop playing games with it. Yeah. Here comes the post van again. He's speeding a bit, isn't he? Wants to get home, I guess. Right. So anyway, as I was saying, look, yeah. Ask God to help you to take advantage of the chances that you have to sort stuff out. Even if you're already in a marriage, even if you're already in that job, ask God to help you take the chances to sort these things out. You have to sort out in you. I mean, you are going to function far better, and you're going to be freer of that crap. It's that crap that's holding you back, isn't it, really? Yep. It's that stuff, that nasty stuff that's holding you back. So deal with that with God. Ask God to help you to deal with that stuff. You can start walking according to thriving rather than just surviving. If you're in a difficult marriage or a difficult job or anything like that, there's a good chance that's what it's been. It's simply the stuff that needs to be dealt with in you, that once that stuff is dealt with, that situation will just move over very, very quickly. And things will start to get better very, very quickly. Certainly, if you're in a situation and you think it's everyone else, quite likely it's not. I mean, you could be right. You could be in a marriage and it could be your wife or husband that is the issue. All you can do is pray, seek God about it, ask God to create opportunities for him or her to step into to deal with that issue, to deal with the stuff they have to deal with. As I say, we've all got stuff. We've all got a past, we all have things that we need to deal with, and we all have things that we just weren't able to deal with in the past. We all have regrets. We all have things that, are there in our past and our shame and stuff like that. So let God deal with that stuff the way he wants to. Right? Give it all to him. Again, that may be part of your preparing. You may have a past that you need to give to God. You may have a present you need to give to God. You may have a future you need to give to God. That may be your preparing that you need to do. Sorry, I had to get off my jacket. Yeah. Good walk, indeed, yes. That actually get rid of a few calories, right? Yeah, indeed. Oh yeah. Indeed. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I mean, church is full of people that are their own worst enemy. Their mind is their own worst enemy. Stuff like that. Again, deal with it. Ask God to help you. Ask God to help you. As I say, you don't have to be waiting for something to ask God to help you to prepare, because there may be things in your future you don't even know. You still need to prepare for those. Just because you're not waiting for it doesn't mean it's not there. And we're all going to face stuff anyway, aren't we? We are. So ask God to help us, to prepare us for whatever is coming. If in your relationship with God, if you're not doing something, to help you in some way, then what are you doing? Because I think you probably should be doing something pretty much all the time. You may have times of rest. After you've done a lot, you may need a time of rest, in which case you won't be necessarily doing anything during that time, but generally speaking, I'm not exactly, different to most people. We all have stuff that needs to be dealt with. We all have understandings that need to be dealt with. We all have things that we need to learn. Things that we need to be able to see, to be able to walk into. And a better relationship with God to have, that we currently don't have. So, really, all the time should be a case where we're dealing with something. That God is helping us to deal with something. I see a lot of Christians where you don't seem to see that evidence in them. So, maybe that's going on in the background. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not necessarily there. It could still be there, you just can't see it. Right? Yeah. So, there you go. Look. I mean, that's the situation. We all need to prepare for whatever is coming, whether it's something you're waiting for or something that you're not waiting for, but you need. Yeah? Get ready. God's going to be working in his people. And if you're his, and God isn't working in you, well then there's something wrong there. This should be a constant thing. You should be growing all the time. You should be becoming more of a new creation, less of who you were all the time. So, I'm going to leave you to it. I think enough has been said, so you take care, God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.